everyone, we're back, and today we're going to talk about our first unpredictable vowel team. Remember, the predictable vowel teams always represent a consistent sound. Every time we see AI, we know that the sound is A. And every time we see EE, we know that the sound is E. It's predictable. But today we're going to start talking about vowel teams that are unpredictable. It's like rolling the dice because you never know what you're going to get. As we go through today's lesson, I want you to see if you can actually crack the code and discover that it might not be as unpredictable as you first might think. We're going to start with the unpredictable vowel team, IE. This vowel team can represent two different sounds. The first sound is I. The second sound is E. And if I want to spell the word lie, and I spell the word lie, I, what do you notice? Yes, no English word ends in I. So I can use this unpredictable vowel team, IE, instead of the letter I. Does that sound familiar to you? Yes, you're right. That's also what we can do with the letter Y. In a short one-syllable word that ends in the long I sound, we can use a Y or an IE. And this is the cool part. We actually only have 4 English words that end in IE and say I, or represent the I sound. Here are the 4 words: lie, tie, pie, and die. We say, if you spill pie on your tie and you lie, you will die. That's the first way that IE represents the vowel sound in a word. Let's take a look at some other ways that IE can represent a different vowel sound. IE can also represent the sound E, like long E. And the first way that that can happen is in the middle of a one-syllable word. Remember, location always matters, right? So this would be Z, E, B. It's like the IE is getting squished in between the consonants and says E. This would say Zeeb. How about this one? Phoebe. How about this one? Yeeb. How about this one? Yeem. So IE says or spells I at the end of a one-syllable word, and IE says or spells E in the middle of a one-syllable word. There's one final place that IE can be found in a word, and that's at the end of a two-syllable word. So let me get out my two-syllable boards. IE at the end of a two-syllable word says E. So this would be yim-E, but watch what happens when I have one consonant between my vowels. Hold on tight, I'm moving to the right. So this would actually say yai-me. Let's try a couple more. This would say die-me, day-me, D-me, D-T. How about des-T? So at the end of a one-syllable word, IE spells I. At the middle of a one-syllable word, IE says E. And at the end of a two-syllable word, I-E spells E, like cutie or cookie or brown-e. Does that sound a bit familiar to you? If you said this sounds a lot like the letter Y acting like a vowel, you're totally right. This IE pattern is completely mimicking what we know about Y as a vowel. At the end of a one-syllable word, Y spells I, my, shy, fly. And at the end of a two-syllable word, Y spells E, like baby or silly. So we say that IE is actually a wannabe Y. It's doing the same jobs in our English that the letter Y is. But Y is actually much more common. So if you have to guess at an unknown word, you should always first try the letter Y. Okay, what if I come to a word in text and I have no idea what it is? I'm not going to guess. I'm going to use a strategy to decode syllable by syllable. So let's do some syllable surgery. Step number 1, find your vowels. And you're probably getting really good at this point of recognizing that vowel teams count as one vowel sound. So we can circle the vowel team and we know that that's one vowel. We have two consonants between our vowels. If we have two consonants between the vowels, they slide and divide. So I'm going to separate my consonants and then read one syllable at a time. My first syllable is call. I know it's call and not coal because it has a keeper consonant keeping my vowel short. This is a closed syllable. My next syllable is the second syllable, so I know IE says E, so this would be Lee. The word is call-lee, collie, collie. And I don't really say call-lee with two L sounds, but what I do know is that I have to double the L because otherwise this would say co-lee. And I know that it's going to be collie by the context of my sentence. So that's decoding. Now let's look at spelling words with the letter with the vowel team I-E. If you have your sound boxes and syllable scoops, you can take it out and follow along with me. If you have a whiteboard and a whiteboard marker, get those out and we'll start some spelling. Let's say that I want to spell the word tie, like a necktie or a bow tie, or I'm going to tie my shoes. I'm going to tap out the sounds in tie, t, I, and I can capture each one of those sounds in my sound boxes. And I know that I can't use the letter I, so I'm going to use the letter IE in one sound box. And I know that this is one of my fabulous 4, so I can use IE. How about if I want to spell the word pie? Pie, p-I, p-I. Again, I know that this is one of my fabulous 4, so I'm going to use IE. Any other word that ends in I, like shy or try, I know is not one of my fabulous 4, so I'm going to use the vowel Y. How about we try the word try? T-I, try. And I'm going to use vowel Y for that one because it's not one of my 4. Okay, now let's look at the sound E in the middle of a word. This one's a little bit trickier because I know that I have lots of different ways that I can spell the sound E. If I want to spell the word chief, and I tap it out, I can say ch, e, f. And I know that I could probably use a magic E, or the predictable vowel team EE, or the unpredictable vowel team IE. So at this point, there is no exact rhyme or reason. I just have to practice and play and read and spell a lot of words so that I can orthographically map or instantly recognize which spelling pattern to use. And when I have chief, it is actually IE. Say chief. Now tap out the sounds in chief. Ch, e, f, ch, e, f. And I'm going to use the IE in the middle of a word. Let's try one more. How about the word shield? Sh, e, o, d. I'm going to capture all the sounds in shield. And I know that the unpredictable vowel team IE is the way that I spell the E sound in the word shield. Now let's try a few words that have the E sound at the end of the two-syllable words. Again, this is not super common. So this week, as we practice and play with all of these words, you're going to get to know the most common words that have the IE at the end of a two-syllable word. Let's start with the word QT. I love to eat the little orange QT at the end of the day for snack. What's my strategy? How many syllables? Q, T. Tap out the sound in the first syllable. K, U, k, U. Capture those sounds. Q, T, k, U, k, U. Why did I choose the C for the k sound? You're right, it's the cat-kite rule. K takes I and E, C takes the other three and all the rest. Now I need to sound E at the end of a two-syllable word. Q, T. Tap out the sounds in T. T, E, T, E. What did I actually just spell? Yes, if I use the E, open E says E, but if I use it at the end of a word, it actually looks like a magic E, and I just wrote the word cute. So I can't use the magic E, or can't use the letter E to represent that sound, and instead I'm going to use IE vowel team. Let's try the word zombie. I dressed up as a silly zombie for Halloween. Zom-bee. Capture the sounds in zom. Z, ah, Z, ah, Ask myself if the vowel is short or long, and it has a keeper consonant keeping it short. How about the word bee, the syllable bee? B, E, and I use IE at the end of a two-syllable word. This week, you get to play around with the wannabe Y, the IE unpredictable vowel team. Have a great week.